Today we will be doing the blue ocean strategy. The concept of blue ocean strategy is it refers to a market for a product where there is no competition or very less competition. This strategy revolves around searching for a business in which very few firms operate and where there is no pricing pressure. Blue ocean strategy is where a company creates a completely new market space. This new market space is created by launching new offerings with the aim being to make the competition irrelevant so that any organization can grow uncontested, at least in the beginning. The goal of Blue Ocean strategy is for organizations to find and to develop blue ocean and avoid red ocean. A company will have more success, fewer risks, and increased profit in a blue ocean market. Now, coming to what is red ocean. Red ocean are the industries in existence today. That is the known market space where industry boundaries are defined and companies try to outperform their rivals to grab a greater share of the existing market. Cutthroat competition has turned the ocean bloody red. There is a defined market, defined competitors, and a typical way to run a business in a specific industry. Red ocean strategy is all about competition. As the market space gets more crowded, companies compete fiercely for a greater share of limited demand. Red ocean strategy focuses on existing stream of customers, whereas the blue ocean strategy focuses on creation of new customers. In red ocean strategy system, approaches towards low cost and differentiation, whereas in blue ocean strategy, system approaches towards creativity and innovation. The stronger the strategy is neither red or blue, then we say it is a green ocean strategy if it is about growth and sustainability. In green ocean strategy formulation, this assumption is that industries evolve as the environment changes and companies have the choice of staying in the same industry or becoming part of the evolving industry. Another strategy is the purple ocean strategy. It is a new terminology that describes the red ocean and blue ocean mixing together. In simple words, it is about the red ocean that is related to high competitive markets mixing with blue ocean that stands for new untouched markets, which are mostly new business categories. Another strategy is the black ocean strategy. It is a kind of survival strategy to foresee the organizational problems and solve them successfully. So to continue in its business market by means of kind of some black magic, maybe legally or illegally, ethically or unethically. So these were the different types of ocean strategies. The key point of the blue ocean strategy. Blue ocean strategy, as just said earlier, refers to the creation by a company of a new uncontested market space that makes competitor irrelevant and that creates a new customer value, often while decreasing cost. It means the market where market boundaries and industry structure can be reconstructed by the actions and beliefs of industry players, that is the entrepreneur. The structure and market boundaries exist only in manager's mind. Practitioners who hold this view do not let existing market structure limit their thinking. To them, extra demand is out there and is largely untapped. It's more than theoretical, as some strategic planning model are based on theories that don't quite pan out during go-to-market execution. In contrast, Blue Ocean strategy originated from a study that took place the competition is irrelevant. Taking a Blue Ocean approach means your goal isn't only to outperform the competition or be the best in the industry, but the aim is to redraw industry boundaries and operate within the new space, making the competition immaterial. Differentiation and low cost can coexist. The Blue Ocean strategy argues that consumers don't have to choose between value and affordability. If a company can identify what consumers currently value and then rethink how to provide that value, differentiation and low cost can both be achieved. This is termed as value innovation. You have a framework to test ideas. The Blue Ocean Idea Index is part of the overarching strategy and lets companies test the commercial viability of ideas. This process helps refine ideas and identify opportunities with the most potential, minimizing the risk. So the aim is to redraw industry boundaries and operate within that new space, making the competition immaterial. Principles, the principles of Blue Ocean strategy reconstruct market boundaries. Managers can systematically create uncontested market space across diverse industry domains. Focus on the big picture, not the number. Addressing planning risk presents an alternative to the existing strategic planning process. Research beyond existing demand to create the greatest market of new demand. Managers must challenge the conventional practice of aiming for finer segmentation to better meet existing customers' preferences, which often results increasingly small target market. Get the strategic sequence right. The business model they build will be able to produce and maintain profitable growth. Overcome key organizational hurdle that blocks the implementation of Blue Ocean strategy. Build execution into strategy. Address the management risk associated with people's attitude and behaviors. Fear process is required to facilitate both strategy making and execution by mobilizing people for the voluntary cooperation needed for execution. Now, coming to the characteristics of blue ocean strategy. Number one, non-existent industries. In a blue ocean strategy, one tends to see a creation of a whole new industry as one innovate and create products and services that are highly unique and unseen. Blue ocean strategy denotes all the industries not in existence till today. Second point, undefined market space. The market space in blue ocean strategy is unknown, as it has been uncontested and is to be created and developed. The producer has a slight idea about its return, but is completely oblivious of its potential, scope, and span of coverage. Third point, undefined industry boundaries. The industry boundaries are undefined, as these will be new industries and would mean that the scope of the industries can be as large as one's imagination, creativity, and potential. Coming to the next point, unknown competitive rules. The rules of the market are not defined. The policies governing the industries are not developed. The scope of the market industry is just stipulated, and the competition is almost negligible. Fifth point, high profit and growth opportunity. Clearly, when there is no risk of an immediate competitor on the product, the industry thus formed by the producer is in every sense skewed and inclined towards the producer. Sixth point, value innovation. It radically looks towards an innovative idea towards the producer. Value innovation. It radically looks only towards an innovation idea to create a new or an improved product which is far better than its counterpart. Innovation and creativity. Innovation and creativity are the essentials in this strategy, as the producer's only aim is to develop an innovative and an efficient product that either outperforms existing products far beyond technologically, or it is something never thought of and unheard to everybody. 8 point, create a market. The benefit of going solo as an innovator is that you create the market for yourself, examining the need of the customer and segmenting the consumer pool. One can also install utility of the product, which makes it equally possible to be consumed by another segment of the market. Developing future demand. Get the attention and immediately make a blow by tempting them to buy the product. When the first press conference was conducted by Steve Jobs for iPhone, he did not showcase his product, but instead he built a relationship with the customers and thus got their attention. The last point, focusing on creating future customers. Building a pool of high, loyal customers would would look up to the brand as their own and idolize their every new product. An organization that successfully captured the blue market, that is the iTunes. Now coming to the benefits of the blue ocean strategy. Some of the benefits of blue ocean strategy when applied correctly are: Blue Ocean Strategy as an organization collaborates with various organizations to find new market and avoid saturated markets. Implementation of the blue market strategy helps to overcome the barrier of competition within an existing market and cost structure and gradually transform into constructive improvement in value. Value innovation is the foundation of Blue Ocean strategy. It ultimately creates new value and demand for consumers and thus increases the likelihood of growth potential. Blue Ocean strategies enable fundamental transformation in mentality. It also helps in recognizing the opportunities. The Blue Ocean strategy is based on proven data rather than unproven theories. Coming to some of the disadvantages of using the Blue Ocean strategies are: one, it can be difficult to come up with futuristic ideas and identify colossal and unused market. Next, the development of a successful Blue Ocean strategy is the result of a calculated and detailed research supported by extensive analysis. Keeping in mind that this is not a magic formula. Third point, entering the market in the initial phase of a new market is risky. Chances are that customers do not understand the foundation of a product or service due to the lack of a fully developed technology. Next, tapping into a new market is not easy. An organization must be clear and smart about its customer base and ways to expand it. It therefore requires a great deal of clarity about the consideration that are being made as well as obstacles. Choosing an ocean other than the Blue Ocean strategy requires a lot of patience, perseverance, preparation, and faith. An existing market is not completely closed, but tapping into a new market with an innovative product is, according to the creator behind the Blue Ocean strategy, one of the better things an entrepreneur can decide to do. Now, if we compare or see the difference between, what is the difference between a Blue Ocean strategy and Red Ocean strategy? The Red Ocean strategy are all industries and sectors that currently exist, the well-known market. In red ocean, borders have long been defined and accepted. The competitive rules of the game are well known and the whole thing works smoothly. In such an environment, companies try to outperform other companies in order to control a larger part of the existing market. As the market space becomes full of providers, profits and growth are inhibited. At a certain point, products are seen as raw materials, which leads to bloody competition. For this reason, the term has also been assigned to such an overall strategy. Whereas in blue ocean, all the industries that do not exist or are known today. This is the unknown market, completely unaffected by competition. In blue oceans, demand is created instead of fought. In such an environment, there is ample opportunity for growth that is both rapid and profitable. In these blue oceans, competition is irrelevant. The rule of the game the rules of the game have yet to be drawn up. There are no large market share holders and there is sufficient potential. A blue ocean is an analogy to describe the deeper potential that can be found in environment where no company has ever been present. A blue ocean is deep, powerful, and large, as is the potential for profit. An example of blue ocean is an organization that successfully captured the blue ocean market is the iTunes. As when iTunes had entered the market, it solved the recording industry's problem of the consumers illegally downloading the music while simultaneously addressing the demand for digital a la carte songs. The iTunes Blue Ocean strategy created an entirely new category of music sales that allowed artists to profit and consumers to buy single songs versus entire album. iTunes has dominated this market space for years and is largely credited with driving the growth of digital music. So today we end here. Thank you.